Hello, this is Brian. Today is Tuesday, June 14th, 2022. I'm here in absolutely stunning Penasquitos Canyon in the Rancho Penasquitos area of San Diego. Today is time for a special edition of Spotlight on Shrubs. Today we're going to focus on a very rare endemic species of shrub found only in a few spots in the entire world. A very narrow endemic plant indeed. Today's focus is on the California spine shrub, aka California Adolphia. It is this spiny looking bush right here. This is Adolphia californica. Adolphia californica is a drought-deciduous shrub in the Buckthorn family, the Rhamnaceae. Thereby it's related to coffee berries, it's related to the red berries in the genus Rhamnaceae. It's related to the Ceanothus in the genus Ceanothus. And it does kind of resemble a small Ceanothus in a lot of its aspects. So here we have the light or medium olive green shrub that forms these small, low-growing bushes, mostly found on these dry, sunny slopes in the coastal sage scrub, growing next to California buckwheat, Areogonum fasciculatum, variety fasciculatum, California sagebrush, Rhamnaceae californica, and just downslope from Quercus dumosa, the coastal scrub oak. So this plant only has a few spots of distribution here in coastal and near coastal San Diego County, maybe northern Baja, maybe. I'll have to double check and get back to you in the description about that. But other than that, this plant is found nowhere else in the world. And I've been hiking in quite a few areas in San Diego County, and this place is the only spot I've ever come across Adolphia californica. So as you can see here, it is quite a spiny shrub. And what I mean by that is the tips of the twigs and spur branches are very sharp. So if you fall into this, it's gonna hurt. And I just poked my finger on the edge of a twig. That's why we call this California spine shrub. So, and it is drought deciduous. It looks all green. You're thinking, oh, it's all nice and leafy. It's the dry season. No, it's because, you see, if you look, you can see these small yellowish leaves. The leaves are very tiny, and they're shedding right now because we're in the dry season. These little tiny oval-shaped structures along there that are kind of yellowish green, those are the leaves. They're really small, and it's extremely hard to get them in detail on the camera. But those little things on the sides of the twigs, those little tiny little green things, are the leaves that fall off during the summer dry season. And then they'll get some leaves during the rainy season. So I don't think it's ever a really densely leafy shrub. I've seen it in the middle of the rainy season during a good period of wetness, and I don't remember these things being super fully covered in leaves. And that was back in January 2016 when we were getting a lot of rain. The first time I had ever been to Penasquitos Canyon, and it's the first time I ever come across this really cool, very, very rare plant. So this plant is very highly sensitive to habitat loss of coastal sage scrub, especially, since all the mesa and canyon tops are surrounded in houses. So places like this is very important. Places like this are very important for the protection of this plant. So in the springtime, it gets these little kind of yellowish greenish white small flowers. They're not extremely noticeable unless you look really closely, and they're kind of similar to the flowers of some of the other Buckthorn family plants, like the red berries and coffee berries. So not extremely noticeable. If you look closely, you'll notice them. This is not flowering season. We're actually going into seed season, and like the Ceanothus, the seed capsules are three-chambered, and they harden off and burst open to release the seeds. So as you look here in the center, you'll see a little brown globe-shaped thing there. That's a seed capsule. And if you look carefully enough, camera won't get the best detail, it's three-lobed. And what will happen is it dehisces. In other words, after it's green and grows to full size, it'll dry up, then it'll burst open, and it'll release the seeds. And you can look carefully, it's three-lobed. And after they're done bursting open, you're left with a little cup. Right there, right in the center, that light brown thing right there, that's the little cup that's left over. So just like a Ceanothus seed capsule, the three-lobe and three-chamber capsule bursts open, the three chambers break off, and it's just left with like a little remnant cup. So I'm wondering if this does have a close affinity with Ceanothus. So again, very small ephemeral leaves and very spiny branches are the name of the game with this shrub. Again, prefers these lower slopes, lower elevation here in the coastal and maybe nearby foothill communities. Most certainly a low elevation shrub. And just look closely, you'll see the leaves a little bit more in detail here. They're very small, oval, and they're kind of folded up at the midrib a little bit. But the leaves are really small. It's hard to get a good detail on the camera. But again, it's a low-growing shrub, drought-deciduous, and it gets those three-chamber seed capsules much like Ceanothus bushes do, that burst open, release the seeds, which I'm about 90% sure that they have to be fire scarified before they'll germinate. But you notice, a lot of the green is actually from the twigs of the shrub. You notice that I kept zooming in on the twigs. Well, the twigs themselves are green, so that while the leaves may fall off, the plant will continue to photosynthesize with its green twigs. So we're looking further down the bush. We're looking at kind of a medium to darkish gray bark, mostly smooth with maybe some light roughness to it. And then when they get older, the bark might furrow a little bit, but I'm not sticking my hand in there and getting it scraped up. But yes, come here to Penasquitos Canyon. Be very respectful. Don't pick at these plants. Don't yank off the leaves. Don't yank off the seed capsules. This is a very narrow, rare endemic that should be admired and respected. It's part of our natural coastal sage scrub. It's one of those rare species that you'll only find basically in San Diego County. And I'm hoping to spotlight a lot of our more narrow endemic species in the future. Well, there you have it. California spine shrub, or California Adolphia californica, member of the Rhamnaceae, the Buckthorn family. That will do it for this special San Diego endemic edition of Spotlight on Shrubs. Hopefully that will shed a light on yet another one of our elusive narrow endemics here in San Diego County. And I hope that also was helpful in enabling you to identify this plant. That will do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another Spotlight video.